Mlc Tv News, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, Kogi State. I am Attah Mohammed. The headlines. Kogi government appoints Opaluwa as new Attah Igala. Kogi government proposed over 145 billion naira 2022 budget to be forwarded to the State Assembly for consideration, and foreign investment deals to create 30,000 UK jobs, says government. Now the news in detail. Kogi State Government, after 14 months, has approved and appointed Opaluwa as the new Attah Igala. The appointment of His Royal Majesty Opaluwa followed his recommendation by the panel set up by the Kogi State Government to address issues surrounding the delay for a new Attah. Briefing newsmen at the end of the State Executive Council meeting at the Government House, Lokoja, Kogi, the State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Barrister Salami Ozigi, said Governor Yahaya Bello gave the approval after careful consideration of the panel's recommendations.
At that level, we have up to 18 petitions. So what the law demands us to do is to set up a committee as a government in form of a panel to review and look at the credibility and veracity of the work done vis-a-vis the petitions. The petitioners were given fair hearing. They were invited. 8 petitioners were invited. 6 of them appeared. 2 of them abandoned their petitions, and 6 of them argued and defended their petitions aggressively. And where we find ourselves in this situation, government is now being demanded or empowered in law to set up a committee, which we did, to interface with various committees that have earlier done their own bid, which we did, and government will now rely on the recommendations of the panel.
He said 6 out of 8 petitioners presented themselves and were given a fair hearing by the panel.
The panel have done their work judiciously and meticulously, and they have come up with a recommendation which has equally enjoyed the approval of the governor. We make sure that we follow the processes, we follow the law. That is why there has been delay according to some people, because if we want to be meticulous, it consumes time. You must be very careful. And if you are meticulous and careful, and we are also in a hurry, it is very difficult for you to be meticulous. So the reason why some people observed that there was a delay in a bid was because we tried to follow the law, follow the process meticulously and judiciously.
He further explained that the governor was empowered by law to make such approvals to bring an end to the tussle for the traditional stool. You will recall that the past paramount ruler of Igala Kingdom, the Attah Igala, Michael Idako Ameoboni II, died on the 27th August 2022 at 72. Kogi State Government at the State Executive Council meeting held in Government House, Lokoja, during the press briefing by the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Barrister Ozigi Salami, is the approval and appointment of Prince Matthew Alhaji Opaluwa as the Attah Igala, following the demise of His Royal Majesty Michael Ameoboni II, the former Attah. The Commissioner also made public the state government approval of upgrading 77 traditional rulers stools across the 3 senatorial districts. The upgrades are 2nd class to 1st class, 3rd class to 2nd class, and lifting of others to 3rd class, respectively. Traditional rulers elevated to 1st class, Asema Ezuka Evini, Adavi local government area. Others are traditional rulers moved to 2nd class grade is Onu Ejifo Enabo, Ampa local government areas. Others are and other rulers promoted to the class are the residents of Kogi State have been assured of their safety. Governor Yahaya Bello gave the assurance while presiding over the State Executive Council meeting at the Government House, Lokoja. At the press briefing, the State Commissioner for Information and Communication, Kingsley Fanwo, stated the governor's resolve to ensuring adequate security of lives and property of citizens.
Also at the State Executive Council today, Council took a very bold step to strengthen the Kogi State Primary Health Insurance Agency. The agency is to provide health insurance for Kogites. So moves were made to ensure that state government provide logistics for the agency to be able to discharge its duties. Also at the State Executive Council today, there are also additional work that have been assigned for the contractor handling the Ganaja flyover. The intent of the administration is to ensure that the flyover is one of the strongest and the best in the country. So everything that is needed to ensure that the flyover is solid will be done to ensure good job.
Fanwo further explained that the council got approval for operating licenses to strengthen solid minerals development in the state.
Council, in a bid to diversify the economy of the state and also strengthen the economy through provision of jobs and more revenue to the state, have decided to strengthen the solid minerals sector of the state. As you are aware, control of solid mineral is exclusively that of the federal government, but state governments are smartly coming into the field by ensuring that they obtain licenses to be able to operate like other companies too.
On his part, the State Commissioner for Finance, Budget and Economic Planning, Asiwaju Ashiru Idris, said the State Executive Council approved the sum of over 145 billion naira as budget to be forwarded to the State Assembly for consideration for 2022 fiscal year.
The EXCO approved the total estimated revenue, recurrent revenue and capital receipt of 145 billion 896 million 72,913 naira. The EXCO equally approved a total estimated expenditure of recurrent and capital expenditure of the same amount. The EXCO approved a balanced budget of 145 billion 896 million 72,913 naira only.
Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello has held the Oni of Ife, His Royal Majesty Oba Adeyanita Ogunse Ojaja II, on the occasion of his 47th birthday anniversary while he lauded the Royal Father's Youth Inclusiveness Drive. The governor's birthday felicitation was contained in a press statement signed on Sunday by his Chief Press Secretary, Mohammed Onugu. He similarly praised the Oni for his exemplary leadership and courage, noting that Oni Adeye's pan-Nigeria disposition has helped promote unity and sustain peace in the country. Governor Bello referred to the traditional ruler as a perfect example of young person in strategic position of leadership, who has since his enthronement used his position to spearhead plausible and remarkable programs. The governor prayed for God to grant the Oni of Ife long life in good health and further grant him the needed wisdom to continue to steer the affair of his kingdom to a desired destination. It seems there is no end to the incessant case of abuse of police power in Nigeria. Recently, a video clip of a police officer attached to Kogi State Police Command surfaces in social media, and while Nigerians react to the said video, it caught the attention of the police authority. The Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, ordered the Commissioner of Police, Kogi State Command, to immediately carry out discreet investigation into the incident depicted in the Attah training video from a location believed to be in Kogi State. A statement from the first spokesman, Frank Mba, a Commissioner of Police, added that the IGP calls for calm, noting that at the end of the investigations, justice will be done to the victim of the incident and police personnel found guilty brought to book. In a telephone conversation with Security Monitor, the police commissioner in Kogi State confirms that the officer involved has been arrested and that investigation is ongoing. The Kogi CP noted that the police public relations officer will inform the public on the outcome of the investigation. The Joint Action Committee of the Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Universities and Non-Academic Staff Union of Universities at the Taraba State University, Jalingo, on Monday staged a peaceful protest demanding an improved welfare. The News Agency of Nigeria reported that the two unions embarked on strike 2 weeks ago over issues of poor welfare. Non-implementation of promotion arrears and allowances, non-implementation of pension and gratuity of their members, among others.
He rightly told our officials that he is not going to pay the academic allowance because why do we allow Professor Sani Yahya to go without paying us? He said it. And that's why we need the one that was given to him, should be given to us.
Yes.
Secondly, our senior colleagues, when we went to them, they gave us a message from the VC that the VC say he's not going to borrow to pay academic staff and borrow to pay us. He's not ready to borrow. I don't know whether we are second-class citizens in this university. I don't know. Because he pleaded with us when he was paying the arrears. That one salary is paid, one student pays school fees, they will pay us up to now. Now that he said he was not the one that accommodated the end academic allowance, he's not going to pay, and that's why we want the one that is involved now, he should give us before he goes.
Linus Williams, the leader of the JSC and chairman of SANU, said promotion arrears of academic staff from 2016 to 2019 have been paid, while the university management continue to give excuses in the payment of non-academic staff and allowances and promotion arrears.
Non-academic staff union, that is SANU and NASU, we have been denied of many of our allowances. That is why we are here. We gather together to mourn and also to tell the world that we are not happy. The academic staff have been considered since 2016 up till today. Allowances for non-academic staff is not released.
Williams said, "We were promoted together with academic staff, but we are being denied our promotion arrears." The Federal Ministry of Health has described pneumonia as a critical childhood disease which increases child mortality rate in the country. The Minister of Health, Osage Hanire, represented by Ayenowowo Olarewaju, a director in the ministry, made the disclosure in his speech at the opening of a 2-day stakeholders consultative workshop on the adoption of National Integrated Pneumonia Control Strategy in Jigawa State at Manpower Development Institute, Dutse, the state capital. The minister reaffirmed the present administration's determination to join hands with the national and international donor agencies to promote the health sector to ensure healthy society and for better future children in particular. The minister called on state governments to domesticate the pneumonia strategy plan based on their peculiar environments, adding that all hands should be on deck to control the menace of the child-killing disease. Participants of the workshop were drawn from the media, civil society organizations, development partners, and government agencies. The Jigawa State Commissioner of Health, represented by the Director of Public Health, Abdullahi Umar Namadi, said the Minister of Health, in collaboration with the Inspiring Project, came up with a program for improving knowledge of the health personnel working in the health facilities of the state. He said the consultative workshop is on the prevention and treatment of pneumonia and other childhood-related diseases. Namadi explained that the state government and Inspiring Project, sponsored by GlaxoSmithKline, through the Save the Children International, agreed to organize regular training and retraining of health workers on more and latest ideas about prevention and treatment of childhood-related diseases. Namadi therefore called on the participants at the workshop to discuss and recommend strategies that could address pneumonia predicament in Jigawa State. You are still watching Mlc TV News. We'll be right back.
Mlc TV Online is here. For your timely and reliable news that reaches you fast with the breaking news, choose MLC TV. Get human interest stories right here on MLC TV with entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on MLC TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on MLC TV. MLC TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Welcome back. Feelers from the LOC for the Kogi NMMA 2021 Africa's most prestigious media and business opportunities shows that Kogi State is indeed ready to write its name in gold and enter the list of several Nigeria states that have hosted this award in the past. This is the 29th edition, the first for Kogi, coming up under the steady watch and statesmanship of His Excellency Yahaya Bello, the state fourth executive governor. The town of Lokoja is already bubbling with excitement as some stakeholders and early advance teams to the event are already in the city. The event held on 28th to 31st of October 2021. The Muslim rights concern MURIC has appealed to politicians to avoid do-or-die politics, berating ex-governors who still cause troubles in their state. The group said this in its message to Muslims in Nigeria to mark this year's birthday Maulud al-Nabi of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Maulud message was released by the group's leader, Professor Ishaq Akitola. He said the Muslim rights concern MURIC felicitates with President Muhammadu Buhari, the Sultan of Sokoto and President General of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Alhaji Mohammed Saad Abubakar, the Nigerian Muslim community, as well as all Nigerian citizens and foreigners, on the occasion of the 2021 1443 AH anniversary of the birth of the noblest man that ever lived, Muhammad, the son of Abdullahi. MURIC seized the opportunity of this August occasion to appeal to Nigerian politicians to eschew do-or-die politics. The body language of our politicians in recent time is not encouraging, particularly after the recent party congresses held all over the country. Desperation, greed, and avarice is still boldly written on the foreheads of our politicians. This cuts across the political parties. Parallel congresses are held in almost all of the states and in almost all of the party. The exercise so far manifests gross desertification of the spirit of sportsmanship, statesmanship, patriotism, and sacrifice. MURIC charges Nigerian politicians to learn from Prophet Muhammad, the master of the arts of persuasion and dialogue. Though he lived as a fugitive in Mecca for several years, he returned to liberate the city from the clutches of his oppressors without a single sword leaving the scabbard. Gunmen suspected to be hired assassins on Monday opened fire on the convoy of Rashid Olaleko Afolabi, the member representing Ifelodu, Boripe, Oduotin Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives. The statement revealed that the lawmaker and his wife, Mrs. Abimbola Afolabi, had just left their hometown, Ikero, on Monday morning after attending the APC State Congress on Saturday and were dropped off by their drivers at the Akure Airport in order to catch a connecting flight to Abuja, while his drivers continued the journey by road to Abuja. The two cars, Ford SUV and Ford Helios, were, however, attacked along Akure Kogi Road, and the gunshots were directed to where it was suspected that Leko Afolabi would be seated in both cars. The front tires of both cars, windscreen, rear seats, and the fuse bus seats were shot at, and as a result, the vehicles could not start again. The statement also explained that one of the drivers in the convoy of the lawmaker had noticed that the green Honda CR-V had been trailing them from Osun early Monday morning. The incident has since been reported to the police. Lawyers to the embattled leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, have reacted to an amended charge against him by the Nigerian government. Politics Nigeria learned on Monday that the government amended terrorism charges against Kanu, who has a court appearance on Thursday, 21st of October. Reacting to the development, Kanu's lead counsel, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, disclosed that there will be legal fireworks. Barrister Ejumako said Barrister Aloyan himself had a very fruitful visitation to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He said they discussed a wide range of matters, especially concerning hearing in his case an appearance in court on 21st October 2021. He said the coast is now clear for legal fireworks this Thursday, particularly now that they have been served with a purported amended charge in the case. Nnamdi Kanu is in good spirits, awaiting his auspicious outing on 21st October 2021. He commended those who are in spirit with him, while declaring that Chukwuokike Abiyama has ordained this special day for a victorious outing. President Muhammadu Buhari has declared a total war on bandits wreaking havoc in parts of the country, saying that their days are numbered. The president, who was reacting to the killing on Sunday of over 40 people by bandits at the Goronyo market in Sokoto State, sent a tough warning to the criminals and declared the clock of their ultimate destruction is ticking and they will no longer have a place to hide. The president, however, counseled the Nigerian media on the need for accurate reportage of security and safety issues by replacing the usage of phrases like rising insecurity with declining insecurity. Governor Aminu Tambuwa of Sokoto State, reacting to the killing in his state, called on the Nigerian Army to carry out coordinated operations in the northwest to help stamp out banditry in the region. President Buhari, in felicitation with the Muslim Ummah to mark the Eid al-Maulud, Buhari said he is delighted to send greetings of peace, unity, and goodwill to the Muslim Ummah, fellow citizens, and Muslims all over the world as they observe and celebrate Eid al-Maulud. He urged Muslims to strive for forgiveness and closeness to the noble life and teaching of the Prophet, whose birthday is being marked on this blessed day. He wished all Muslims the blessing of the day. Now on our foreign news. Prime Minister Boris Johnson is set to announce 18 new deals worth £9.7 billion as he opens a global investment summit. They include investments in sectors such as wind and hydrogen energy, sustainable homes, and carbon capture. The Prime Minister said investors had recognized the massive potential in the UK for growth and innovation. Investment from companies such as Spanish energy firm Iberdrola, logistics firm Prologis, and grocery service Getir would power the UK's economic recovery and help to achieve the government levelling up agenda. Johnson will open the Global Investment Summit in London, bringing together more than 200 business executives. The government has assembled a formidable guest list of the great and good of global business for an investment summit. It hopes will alert other international investors to opportunities in the UK. The bosses of the world's biggest investment firm, BlackRock, the biggest bank in the US, JP Morgan, as well as the top brass from energy giants such as EDF will gather at the Science Museum in London. By far, the biggest single investment is from Spanish firm Iberdrola, which owns Scottish Power. Its announcement of a further £6 billion in offshore wind investment on top of £10 billion over the last 5 years will cement the UK's position as a world leader in offshore wind just 2 weeks before the major climate summit in Glasgow. The recent spike in gas price has brutally exposed UK and EU reliance on fossil fuels, which may also encourage foreign firm EDF and their plans for a new nuclear plant at Sizewell in Suffolk will get government blessing. The chairman of EDF is due to have a breakfast meeting with the business secretary, Kwasi Kwarteng. The government will hope this summit will help reverse a declining trend in foreign investment in new projects since 2015. The family of MP Sir David Ames have said their hearts are shattered as they called on people to set aside hatred and work towards togetherness. The Conservative MP was stabbed multiple times during a meeting with his constituency. A 25-year-old British man is being held under the Terrorism Act. In a statement, his family said they were trying to understand why this awful thing has occurred. Nobody should die in that way, nobody. Sir David, 69, was married with 4 daughters and a son. The family said the wonderful tribute paid to him by friends, constituents, and the public had given them strength.
Sir David, raised as a Roman Catholic, was known politically as a social conservative and prominent campaigner against abortion. He was also a committed campaigner on animal welfare issues and supported a ban on fox hunting. A Conservative MP since 1983, first in Basildon and from 1997 in Southend West. He was a champion for the town he represented, particularly in his long-running campaigns to make Southend a city. His family have asked people to support campaigns that he was involved in, including fundraising for a memorial to Dame Vera Lynn, who he thought epitomized the strength of a nation, and to help Southend gain city status. They describe Sir David as strong and courageous, a patriot and a man of peace. Tribute to Sir David have been pouring in from politicians and constituents, with Home Secretary Priti Patel saying his infectious personality meant he touched so many lives.
Over to Aliu Nasiru on sports today.
Now sports update. In the final week 8 match of the Premier League, Alexander Lacazette came from bench to score deep into injury time to deny club legend Vieira a winning return to Emirates. The Gunners started brightly and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang gave them the lead in the first half. In the second half, Palace came stronger and equalized through Christian Benteke. Crystal Palace added the second through Eduardo in the second half at 73 minutes, before a late equalizer by Lacazette saved the day for Gunners. The UEFA Champions League returns Tuesday with match day 3 in Group A, B, C and D. In tennis, Paula Badosa outlasted former two-time champion Victoria Azarenka in a 3-set tiebreak to capture the BNP Paribas Open, where she became the first Spaniard to win the event in tournament history. The number 21 seed Paula Badosa overcame number 27 Victoria Azarenka 7-6, 2-6, 7-6 to win the BNP Paribas Open Championship in Indian Wells, the final WTA 1000 event of the season. In the first meeting between the two players, Badosa denied the former world number 1 Azarenka in what would have been her third BNP Paribas Open title, the most of any player. Instead, it was the Spaniard who won the second WTA singles title of her season and her career. That is Sports Update. I'm Aliu Nasiru reporting for Mlc TV.
Thank you, Aliu, for the updates. And now, over to Matthias Ayodeji Peters on entertainment news.
Grange Hill and Countdown composer Alan Hawkshaw had died at the age of 84. The musician who wrote the theme tunes for Grange Hill, Countdown and Channel 4 News has died age 84. Alan Hawkshaw was also a member of The Shadows, toured with the Rolling Stones, and was sampled by Jay-Z. He was admitted to hospital this week with pneumonia and died in the early hours of Saturday, his agent said. His wife, Kristen, said, "It was heartbreaking to say goodbye to Alan, my husband of 53 years and the love of my life." She added, "We spent the last few hours gazing at each other with love, holding hands, no need for words. I told him he and I were forever, and even though he has been unable to speak for the past 2 months, he managed a few forevers, and I knew he was at peace." In the 1960s, Hawkshaw was in a rock and roll group, Emily Ford and the Checkmates, which toured with the Rolling Stones. He joined the Shadows in the 1970s and worked as Olivia Newton-John's musical director, arranger and pianist. He was awarded Best Arrangement by the American Academy of Arts and Sciences for Newton-John's I Honestly Love You. Hawkshaw was instrumental in a host of hits and worked with artists including Barbra Streisand, Tom Jones, Lulu and David Bowie. A statement from talent agency DNA Music Limited called Hawkshaw one of the most sampled musicians in the world. Hip-hop producers in particular have plundered Alan's catalogue of works, including the biggest of them all, Jay-Z with Pray, which featured on the American Gangster album. It said, Alan will often joke, I am one of the oldest rap artists in the world. He also famously said of Streisand, Barbara held this song of mine 8 years until I sent a note via one of our lawyers saying, please record it before one of us dies. She went on to record his song, Why Let It Go. In 2004, in association with the Performing Rights Society, he set up the Alan Okshaw Foundation. The scholarship program funded over 70 scholarships at the Leeds College of Music, now the Leeds Conservatory, and the National Film and Television School. Okshaw, who was from Leeds, also underwrote the Radley Junior Tennis Tournament in the Hertfordshire town where he lived, and according to his website, donated 10% of his income to less well-off people. Matthias Ayodeji Peter, reporting for Mlc TV. Back to our caster for more stories.
Thank you, Matthias, for the update. That's our news package. Do join us tomorrow via this channel. For your sponsorship and advert placement, call the numbers displayed on your screen. Or visit our Facebook page at Mlc TV. Like and leave your comments for us. Our Instagram is Mlc TV 2021 and YouTube channel Mlc Tv. Please subscribe and share across the globe for us. I am Sherifat Mohammed. Thank you for staying with us.